Yeah, no one's stood over here yet. But the sound seems pretty good right here, so. Hi. Hi. Okay. I'm going to read some new stuff. I've never read some of these pieces before, so they might be really bad. The wet look. The wet look is the enjoyment of a person or people wearing wet clothing. It can also refer to the act of getting wet while wearing clothes and having fun, either in doing so or in watching others do it. To many, it is a sexual fetish where pleasure is derived from the observation of wet-clothed persons, as well as getting wet oneself. But other people enjoy getting wet themselves for non-sexual reasons. Many people enjoy the way wet clothing looks when molded against the body, as well as the way the clothing feels when the body is wet. Also, lightly colored clothing goes transparent when it gets wet, which many people find very sexy and appealing. Such clothing, at such time, has a sheen to it, and also changes color when it is soaked. How much it changes depends on how wet it gets. The wet look is often considered to be born out of the idea that wearing clothes while swimming or bathing is forbidden, improper, or nonconformist. Those who enjoy the wet look report discovering their enjoyment at a young age, as young as 4 or even 5 years old. This usually results from either observing someone else enjoying the look and feel of wet clothing, or from getting wet themselves. Those who enjoy the wet look do so in different ways. Some enjoy the act of getting wet, while others enjoy getting wet and then remaining wet. Some enjoy getting wet gradually, while others like the surprise. The wet look can also refer to clothing that isn't wet, that's simply shiny in appearance, and thus looks wet, and is thus referred to as the wet look. I bet you didn't know that. I also does anybody here like the wet look? If I were Davis, I would like pour this bottle over my head right now. Wouldn't that be pretty hot? But I'm not going to do it. All right. I've never read this before, so I don't know if they're any good or not. The other night, I dreamt that I was eating a giant marshmallow, huge and chewy, squishy and sugary sweet. And when I awoke, entangled in our bed sheets and drenched in sweat, my stomach bloated and bulging. My pillow was gone. The following night, I dreamt that I was eating a much smaller marshmallow, pink, somewhat stale, but no less sweet. And when I awoke, the smaller, firmer pink pillow that we keep in our bed was also gone. The next night, I dreamt I was eating out at the new Eastern Asian restaurant that opened downtown. It was intoxicating, featuring a wide array of colorful, exotic dishes laid out in a comforting buffet. And when I awoke, my heart burning, my stomach bubbling and protesting, the brand new Afghan that your aunt knitted for us last Christmas was also gone. The next night I dreamt I was eating a giant blotter of LSD. And when I awoke, all of the LSD that we keep in the medicine cabinet had disappeared. The following night I dreamt that I was eating a humongous furry hamburger. It was too big, bigger even than my head, meaty and soft, the total indulgence. And when I woke up, our cat, Mr. Pickles, was nowhere to be seen. The next night I dreamt I was eating a piece of breaded cauliflower. This too was a luxury. My diet, as you know, prohibits all fried foods, even vegetables. And truthfully, I no longer miss such fare, but nonetheless, I dreamt what I dreamt. And when I awoke, my cauliflower ear was no longer attached to my head. The next night I dreamt I was licking the powdered sugar off a giant sugar donut. Again, I'd been good, I no longer stop in at the Dunkin' Donuts en route to work. I no longer have such cravings. Yet in my dream, I was gobbling down mounds and mounds of this stuff, completely lost in a Candyland sugar snowstorm. And when I woke up, my mouth and cheeks and chin smeared white. Your persistent dandruff problem had been cured. The following night, I dreamt that I was eating a bunch of after-dinner mints, handfuls of faded peppermints, popping them into my mouth one after the other. They had no taste, but I couldn't stop eating. Remember when I used to have such compulsions? And when I woke up, my mouth was vacant, except for my tongue and my lips. Both rows of my teeth had vanished. So I bought some false teeth. And that night, I dreamt that I was eating a set of false teeth, somehow breaking through the plastic and porcelain with my bare gums, swallowing hard, jagged chunks of the dentures whole. And when I woke up, my new false teeth were fine. They were right there on the bedstand where I had left them. But the diorama our children had made out of taffy and peanut brittle was no longer beside it. The following night, I dreamt the exact same dream, and this time I woke up to find my new pair of dentures gone. The next night, I dreamt that I wasn't even hungry, but still I wanted to eat something anyway, just to enjoy a snack before turning in. And so I started eating some corn chips, and then I had a cup of chocolate soy milk, and then baby carrots with hummus, and then an apple sliced up with some cheese, a mug of warm apple juice, some orange juice and a pear. And then I had some rolled up cold cuts, as well as a leftover turkey leg, and crackers and cookies and pretzels and cake and brownies, and Skittles, and jujubes and ice cream and candy corn. I just kept eating, I couldn't stop. And when I last awoke, aching and woozy and desperate, all of it was gone. You were gone, our bed was gone, our bedroom was gone, our house was gone, our kids were gone, our car, our driveway, the street that we lived our happy lives on, the trees, the city, the state, the country, the continent, everything, the entire world was gone.